Welcome to the Young Elders Podcast, where we explore stories of art, culture, and reconnection. Dagot shi Angela Noah Gonze, Dishtibako Arizona Get Nisha, Dini Gadi Eugene Oregon Yukunschli, Zitlik Isa An and Dan Schleet. So, hi, I'm your host, Angela Noah. I'm White Mountain Apache as well as Choctaw from Oklahoma. And I am coming to you all on Kalapuya Alihi, or so-called Oregon. In today's episode, we're in the kitchen making Frybread with Anthony Michael Ryder, an Ojibwe artist whose work transforms personal experiences into collective calls for care and accountability. Anthony's art navigates grief, love, and the power of storytelling, and today we talk about everything from murals to reclaiming narratives and what Frybread might say if it had a personality. Let's dive in, starting with Anthony's hello in his language.
Bonjour, everybody. My name is Anthony Michael Ryder. I've been a professional artist for the last 10 years. My father's roots are based at the Sioux Tribe of Chippewa Indians in St. Marie, Michigan. I'm Ojibwe, and I'm currently attending the University of Oregon as a non-traditional student. For the past decade, I've worked as an artist in the fine art space, had multiple shows nationally and multiple shows internationally, including film festivals and a lot of writing material and different things like that. And now I'm studying at University of Oregon at Native American Studies and prepping for pre-law now.
Anthony had asked me a while back to teach him how to make fry bread, so we finally made it happen. As we cooked together, the conversation flowed from what makes good fry bread to childhood memories of elephant ears at the Oregon Zoo.
Yeah, it was Portland zoo for me. I don't know if it's the same zoo for you. But
yes, Portland Zoo. Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, this is just fry bread.
Yeah.
yeah.
Ours back home, how I like to phrase it is, it's like we make plates. Like, we want our fry bread big to hold everything, like all the beans, all the toppings, yeah. So we'll make some big round fry breads, yeah. But out here is really cute and no, it's good out here too. In Apache area, we just use simple ingredients. We got some all-purpose flour, which thank you so much for bringing.
Absolutely.
And then we have some salt and baking powder. So the thing for how I've been taught is we don't use like measurements.
Oh, nice.
Have you ever seen that too in the kitchen? We're just winging it, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'll repeat after you, basically.
I guess to start out, people say usually about like 3 cups. So.
Okay.
But
Show me what 3 cups looks like.
I go until I'm like, okay, I think I want that kind of dough. So.
Okay, I gotcha.
Since it's just, maybe we could have some for you to take home too. But,
hopefully I'm taking yours home, because if mine's trash, you get to keep it.
No! And then the other thing too, just a quick little intro, my mom, she always says like beading, or I'm sure for artwork too, the energy you put in. As we mixed the dough, I shared how important it is to put good energy into the fry bread because food carries intention. Have like healing or whatever is sick in their body. Like, you just want your food to nourish the people you love, you know? Yeah. How my mom taught me is for baking powder, you want to fill this crater right here.
Okay.
And then for salt is even like smaller than that too.
Wait, what was the first thing?
Like a big crater.
Yeah, for what?
And then for baking powder.
Oh, baking powder.
And then salt is a little guy.
So we got salt. Okay.
And the best flour I've heard is bluebird flour.
Bluebird, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, people will make like Apache camp dresses out of bluebird flour sacks too.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, just like a flex of how many flour bags you've collected. Yeah. While we're kneading the Frybread dough, I wanted to talk about a mural Anthony created at school. I got to see it in person, and it's stunning, black and white with these intricate lines that bring the river and Autzen Stadium to life. As we keep working, Anthony tells me what sparked that idea and the meaning behind it.
Yeah, so what inspired the mural was, since I was a non-traditional student, I ended up dropping out, years prior because my mom became ill, and then it happened like also during COVID, and I started realizing like, do I really want to pay full tuition prices for Zoom calls? And especially with like family demands. I was living in New Mexico at the time. My mom was living in southern Utah, and so I was like, I'm traveling back and forth, you know. I don't know about that. I'm already doing like art full time, you know. Obviously I didn't get the opportunity to learn a bunch with like the professors there because that would be, you know, dope. And so like I realized like after my mom passed, like, you know, I'm kind of having this like circuitous way of finishing this chapter in my life, but with new lenses. And so I was like really thinking about like my mom through the entire process, like even though it was a community kind of mural where it's like I'm getting a lot of influences like that. I realized like I kind of wanted her with me in a way, and especially of how she passed. I've been on like this journey for the past like 3 years of traveling and different things of like basically putting her to rest, and I felt like this was like another way of reburying her in a way, but like in an honoring way of having her being part of the archive and being mentioned within this space. And just like being able to connect with other people instead of being like, you know, apprehensive about others.
We could just stir it.
Oh, heck yeah. I realized like, hey, that'd be kind of cool to just like be able to kind of reflect on our relationship, you know?
You and your mom's relationship.
And come find out, you know, when she received a terminal diagnosis, she started ordering a bunch of gifts, you know? And one of those was paintbrushes. And I never had, you know, I kind of didn't want to mess with that. And especially in Ojibwe culture, like, you know, put away photos of a loved one immediately and kind of store it away.
I've heard like some tribes out here, you don't say their name until 1 year has passed. And Apache culture, all of their clothing, everything they own goes into the grave with them too. And it's like a concern that you don't want the spirit to be like called back or like stuck or something. You know, you want them to like cross over.
Exactly. And so like, and plus it was just like, you know, kind of painful to, you know, revisit that, you know. What, you know, kind of comes with grief. But yeah, I ended up painting most of the mural with those paintbrushes. And so it was a nice way of revisiting. Like a lot of times people think like when it comes to death or any kind of like heartache that it's just, oh, it's in the past, it's over. But they don't realize like you're going to the supermarket and you're seeing your mom's, you know, favorite dishes. You're starting to see like throughout the holidays a favorite thing that they used to enjoy at a certain moment. And then, you know, a new artist comes out with a new album or whatever and you think, oh, your loved one would have really enjoyed this. And so grief is really a renegotiation constantly. And in my experience, it's always the final translation of love in a way. Also, I don't know what I'm doing. Yours looks like a ball and mine looks like chicken.
So I like to just like turn the bowl a little bit, but essentially you're just making a dough ball, like getting all the loose ends, and you can add water just so it can kind of stick together, but just not too much. So I would do like maybe a splash, because you don't want it too dry. You want it kind of sticky, but like not that it's stuck to your hand or anything.
Right. I definitely am. Yeah, this is wild.
I had like a really tough loss while pursuing school, and that's kind of why it took me a little longer, and also like switched my major too. But something about the Native Studies being declared a major at U of O was really exciting. Able to just go learn from Native professors. It kind of felt like a coming home to myself and like homework and the class, you know, and like school. And I think that helped my journey so much too. I always forget that in our culture we have like teachings and stories to help when heavy things come, or how to release and honor or let go, you know. So I always forget about that a little bit, but I'm just grateful we have like teachings in our culture that I like the term that you said, like chart each other's courses too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like definitely sometimes we always carry so much responsibility as an individual that we forget that like connection helps us to better understand ourselves. Oh, are you doing like double in?
Yeah, I think for you, if we want to dust some flour on though, like I just like to put some in the corner of the bowl.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can just rub that in there and then pick it back up.
That's smart. Are you putting much pressure when you're doing it?
I'm not but normally I would though. My mom says like good dough, you want to put your finger and it should like softly like puncture.
Gotcha.
Like it wants to be like.
Mine wants to just like split like I'm Arthur or something.
I was just thinking, I was like, have I ever taught someone how to make frybread before? I only did one time on that. Sonia made it one time backcountry or backpacking.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. While we were desperate for some like good fried food.
Oh
so
my God,
we
I
made it work.
Yo, this is what it is about being a young elder, you know? You're doing your trial run.
Yeah. We also have other breads that we make in Apache culture, like tortillas. We make our own homemade tortillas too, so maybe that's next.
Oh, absolutely.
I know like some other folks call it like similar style. I think almost a Frybread is like Bannock too. Does Ojibwe have like their own certain bread, or is it like Frybread?
It's usually fried. Yeah, it's kind of like a Bannock, you know.
Yeah.
Native culture, you know, kind of like I always thought it was interesting how even our dancing dresses and different things like that, how it transformed from shells to rolled up tobacco lids.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like I'm also interested on like indigeneity and our like evolution within that and how we celebrate that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like interesting that Frybread is such a cultural, you know, kind of comfort food.
Yeah.
But it's also derivative of settler colonial circumstances.
Yeah, I always see like it's very controversial, like Frybread's not traditional, but it was like a survival. It definitely like it fed us, you know, from like commods that were passed out.
But it also opens up the conversation. Why is there not Michelin star restaurants of Native Americans? And so it's like, it's so weird to be in this land that we inhabit.
Yeah.
And we don't even have the food that was native here.
Mm-hmm.
You go to France, you're going to have French food.
Yeah, I like how you kind of phrase that it speaks to resilience. When my mom, we had to add jingles onto our buckskin outfits, and she saved up soda cans. And so when I was dancing, I could see like little flashes of Sprite and Dr. Pepper like inside the cones, you know, real sacred, real tradition. Yeah.
But like it also tells about like your family's story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you guys had to drink that soda.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so it almost has that family lineage, and at least in like, you know, Ojibwe culture, it's like, okay, here's our regalia that was passed down from generation to generation. And so it kind of tells a story within that clothing of like that circumstance. It becomes a full tapestry of your family story.
Yeah. How's your dough feeling?
Much better. Yeah. But it's also a little powdery. But we rolled it in flour, so that might be.
I think that's fine. I think it looks good. Yeah.
Put your finger in my dough.
Wait, yours is like softer than mine.
Yeah, what can I say? I'm blessed.
What the heck? That's like first time beginners look right there.
Yeah, no. I'm just talented.
You're like low-key, you make Frybread every weekend. And
Yeah. I'm like, how do I do this?
Well, I think, that looks really good.
Heck yeah.
I think they'll probably give us like maybe 4 or 5 Frybreads.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'll demolish them.
So I just let mine sit for a little while.
Yeah, it's in time now.
Just getting ready for transitions to the stove. Is there any other like traditional foods in Ojibwe culture you've been able to make or have?
Not make, but have wild rice.
Oh, okay.
Which is like a common like, traditional thing at the res and different things like that. It's like you're on the boat and you're like hitting all the branches or whatever. I haven't had the opportunity to participate in that, but I've been able to like ingest it.
I'm trying to. I don't any traditional foods. I did acorn stew. That was good. With Neely, actually. And Neely is the Northwest...
Oh, yeah, Northwest Indian Language Institute.
Anthony works with Neely. Do you want to tell us a little bit about... Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. I'm super stoked for that.
What a great team. Everyone there. Shout out Neely. We love you. Joanna and Robert.
Very nice people.
Yeah.
Jordan just joined the team too. He's the new program guy.
Okay.
He's very nice as well. Just everyone's just so nice over there.
What's your role?
Yeah, so I'm working with Torsten.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of the School of Journalism professors. He was on sabbatical this last year. But we're helping to basically get their communications program developed more, and so I'll be helping with like outreach and website design and integration, helping with like newsletters, updates for Neely. Basically, they just got this huge grant that like expanded their I don't know the terminology for it, but basically archiving and like utilization to several states, including Alaska and different things like that. And so with that further reach, you're kind of needing a more digital footprint within that of being able to sustain such a reach.
Yeah.
So we're looking to just basically show what Neely's up to outside the Pacific Northwest and being able to, keep expanding. Yeah. It's all about language revitalization and kind of being a bridge between tribal communities and academia. Sometimes, they're kind of separate in a lot of situations, and so it's helping to become a bridge and helping to give people that want to teach their language the resources needed to teach that language, including examples, lessons, talks, you name it.
Because you're in Ishishkeen, right?
Yeah, I'm on my first year. I didn't need the credits. I was just super curious on
it. Yeah. Do you know any words? Or
yeah, Shukashwai is like, Kumesh is my go-to.
I love that. Do you know how to say like your intro a little bit?
Oh, I haven't practiced it, but...
Inknash, Winishka.
Oh yeah, Inknash, Winishka, Anthony, Chimichao, Yulikimcha, Eugene Pa. Oh yeah, my favorite word is horse, Kissy. And then having a dog is Kissy. It's amazing.
Do you know any other languages in Ojibwe?
Just mainly like Bujuani, which is basically together. Hello. Okay. Gigawabami Minawa, which is I'll see you again. We don't have a goodbye in our language.
How do you say it? I'll see you? Oh yeah, I like that too. Okay, wait. How do you say it though?
Gigawabami Minawa.
Oh my gosh, that is so long.
Yeah. It's one of the hardest languages come to find out, so I'm still on my training wheels on with that, mainly because I was also learning Italian, and I started noticing my English was getting worse and having dyslexia as an vibe.
It came kind of easy for me because it's similar dialects to Apache, and
oh really?
I like how Ikhui is like see you later too. It's not like a goodbye. They don't have goodbyes. And what I've learned to come like hearing other folks is tribal languages. We don't have a word for goodbye. It's always for Apaches. It's anachtende. It means like until we see each other again. You know? I always like that. That it's my mom. She was very strong on that. Even just talking on the phone, like okay bye. She's like no, don't say bye. It's just like. It's not like she's very strong about that, and I appreciate that. It's like, oh, what a nice way to like know we'll probably meet again, or hopefully we'll see each other again.
Well, I think it's like I don't know if Apache's this way, but it seems like a lot of our native languages are verb based, and so it's always a state of becoming, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, do we ever really? There wouldn't be a possible way to say goodbye if you're like thinking about grief or losing somebody. Yeah. They're always with you in some capacity.
That's true. So we're getting our oil heated up. It's kind of making some noises. So
This one's a little cracked. I'm gonna put it in Angela's bowl.
Yours are so soft. They're gonna come out really good.
Okay.
I can lay them down for you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to deal with the grease.
No, I can deal with the grease.
Okay, wait. I have so much more from my freaking sisters burning themselves. Okay, just watch me. Have you laid things into hot grease before?
I can just go for it.
No.
What?
I'm sorry.
I'll just put my finger in it.
No. So look, just watch me. So be gentle. Okay, it's in there, and then I'm just softly laying it down. Don't drop it. It's gonna pop out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yours are good. Yours are puffy.
What's up? What's up?
And if you want to get the next one going, I'm gonna help you if that's okay.
This one feels like a foot sole, but we're
This
gonna
is
go with it.
cute.
Oh my God.
These are good. Good job.
Oh, yeah,
Yours are on the top.
Wait, I gotta take a photo of it. So how can you tell that you're ready to flip it or when they're done?
Good question. So on the next one, you're just looking at the outer edges and looking for like a golden brown. But
and how are you noticing after you flipped it?
I'd give this one about like 10 seconds, or I'd be like counting too. But it's been about like 10 seconds for each of them.
I wasn't realizing how quick that these.
Yeah, these are hot.
That's great. Yeah, this.
Or I can watch this, or if you want to do this, and then if you want to watch the outer edge and tell me when you think it's ready to flip. Do you want beans and cheese?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool, let's do it.
We're gonna do everything.
Oh, and then, is this your first Frybread that you made, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Your first Frybread, actually, so we'll have to remember which, I think this was your first one.
Yes.
You give that to someone that you want to honor. It's like a whole big deal. So also every time you cook it, you give your first Frybread to either an elder or someone who's of significance, importance to you. Every time you cook, your first Frybread goes to that person. So just remember that from here on out.
All right, it looks like you're trying my Frybread.
Would you say you have you've been able to build some kind of chosen family or support?
Yeah, since coming to the University of Oregon, actually, one of the first people I met and introduced myself to was Kirby.
Yeah, oh,
and he really was inviting me in. It kind of opened my eyes to a lot of different perspective. And he was like, "Hey, come to the Many Nations Longhouse." I was like, "Y'all have a longhouse here?" I was like, "That's crazy." And I went to culture night, and everyone. I think it was one of those nights where Katie's like, if you've never met, somebody, go say hi. So everybody was like, "Oh, hi, what's your name?" or whatever. And I was like, "This is great." So the Longhouse became a really good connection point. It kind of started deepening my ties here. And yeah.
Was your mom, where do you get your Indigenous side?
My father's side.
Oh.
Yeah, my mom's white. Which also made it kind of confusing for me to connect with my indigeneity, because my father left when I was super young, when I was about 5 years old. And even though we had some connection to the res or whatever, ultimately when he finally moved and everything, that side of the family kind of lost. Basically, they're on the res, they don't have phones and
Yeah.
And so that side of the family kind of disappeared for a little bit. And then I started reconnecting with cousins when I was about 15 years old. I kept just having this draw. I'm like, this is whole side of who I am, just not in my environment. I want to find that out,
Yeah. All right. Now we finally made it to sitting down at the table. Whoa. And we got this cute little Frybreads on our plates. How was that for you, Anthony?
It was magical. All right, you gotta try my first Frybread. That's the lesson I'm learning.
So as you heard, I'm being honored with Anthony's first Frybread. Oh, I'm scared. What if it tastes? Oh, I'm not. They wouldn't. If it tastes as bad, it's all on me.
It would be.
You did really good.
I had a great teacher.
I'm glad. I don't know about that. I'm glad you had some baking experience, because I think that came through. Your Frybread was soft.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I love Frybread. So I wrote out some questions for Anthony here on the table, and they're all kind of like separate by theme. So if Frybread had one personality, what would it be? If Frybread had a personality, what would it be?
I feel like Gabriel Iglesias, basically.
That's what you think of for Fluffy?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like there's comedic stories. There's like talking around the conversation around the table kind of conversations. There's like togetherness. Also, this matriarchy relationship to me where it's just like, hey, I'm trying to like cook for my family. This is what we have, and let's make the best of it. And it ends up being a celebration. You know, there's always like an event kind of going on within that powwow or you know whatever.
That's true.
Yeah, and so I kind of think of Gabriel a little bit because you know it makes people laugh and stuff like that. What about you?
I just think of the way it brings people together for sure. And then what did they say? Like, there's a motto of how to carry yourself like Frybread, like float like a Frybread and sting like grease or something. So ferocious too, yeah.
That's so funny.
Let's do a connection and fam if you're cool. Okay.
Absolutely.
Aw, who taught you the most about love?
Obviously my madre. She was like someone that always did her love talking through gesture. Obviously she would say it verbally. What made me feel so special was she would do stuff that I enjoyed or that I was looking forward to and would provide that. I remember like one year I was having a bad like birthday or something, and my comfort food has always been like pizza, you know, being upstate New York and different things like that. And she just showed up like after working like a 10-hour plus shift with like this huge Domino's pizza and like ice cream cake and everything. She also did that with my first year of college of being away from home. She found out who my friend was and Venmo'd them to pick up a cake in that town for me. So it was just like putting in that little extra effort and being seen, more importantly. That really gave me an example to be like, that impact of how I felt and how that gesture made me feel made me try to do that for other people. Oh my God. And then there's this heartwarming story. I was taking care of my mom full time. The cancer spread to her spine, so she had a handicap arm. The last few months it was extremely painful. It was growing on the nerve actually. And she noticed I was caretaking for her because she also had like dementia, so she was very out of it. And I still have this problem where my feet get really cold and like I almost feel like I need to hold them, and she's like, hey buddy, can you grab a chair and put it next to your chair? And so I do that, and she's like, can you help me up? And I help her up, and she sits on the chair and she's like, sit down, and she just holds my foot. And at this point of the caretaking, she was forgetting my name. She was forgetting a lot of things, but she still saw that I was her son and was just doing that gesture. And then she's like, okay, can you help me back up? I'm getting tired. But it was, yeah. And so that really was a demonstration of like someone that really loved me.
Yeah, that's really sweet. I can see how that just oozes out from you. You can tell you were raised right. I'm crying right now.
Yeah. I'm on Lexapro, so it's hard for me to cry.
Do we want to do another question? Where do you imagine yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully a lawyer. That'd be dope.
Yeah. Yes. That would be so cool.
And then I definitely want to do another MFA program for art. I think that would be dope. There's this like Oxford and Cambridge program that's like a 1 year, but it's very intensive. I would love to do that, maybe even before officially becoming a lawyer or passing the bar.
Yeah.
Or maybe that'll be my celebration of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I see myself constantly being in college. I can't stop learning.
Yeah.
So that's how I would envision it. not being broke anymore, that would be cool. But for me, like, especially with like dealing with so much of like my mom's case, going through Victim Rights Commission and realizing like a lot of these people, they get the concept of these like frameworks, but they really lack the experience of it. And if you're in a position of being in family law or tribal law and you realize you grew up in those environments, you understand manipulation, you've lived it, it's going to outweigh any kind of conceptual idea. And I also envision, like, with, you know, being an ace minor and being involved with the community, just being like, you realize how much family law and tribal law are very intermingled. And so, like, being able to even provide that for my community or provide that in multiple different spaces, I just see that being very fulfilling. That as much as I love doing art and a lot of discussions, it is a very object focused. And you I appreciate the connection of learning about people through that doorway. And obviously I like drawing and whatnot, but I would like to have like more of a substantial impact on others and being able to protect vulnerable populations that don't necessarily have a voice for themselves.
How do you tell Indigenous stories through your art?
For me, I try not to tell direct stories, mainly because I feel like I haven't involved myself fully within the community that I'm telling. And so I feel like it'd be a disservice for my community to do so. So I try to kind of facilitate the local community and being able to tell that. And I like being able to connect with other Native artists in the area and being able to be like, what kind of stories or what kind of colors are you vibing with? And then like being able to kind of interact and I guess retell that interpretation of how I'm feeling from hearing that story or something along those lines. It's usually within one another and then here's a collective telling. That's at least my experience with.
I think I saw something about like the dream catchers that you made too.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen anything like that before, heard of any process like that before too.
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me of that.
That was such a powerful, I don't know, reclaiming. That is what it made me think of.
For me it was like retelling my perspective or my story through that. Because like with having a white mom trying to tell about, you know, a strange father figure, it was like always this like retelling of it. So I didn't get the lexicon of it. I only got the syntax of it. And so like I learned, you know, Ojibwe, dream catcher weaving and different things like that. But it was always under, and it was well known within my artist statement of being like, this is a diasporic conversation. This is what, you know, growing up as a white passing city native, what that would look like of trying to reconnect with that culture and like being able to tell these stories. And so I ended up making a bunch of homemade paper from my biological father's sent birthday cards. He broke off contact when I was about like 8 to 10. He left when I was about 5. And I remade that paper and basically reclaimed it. And so I did cyanotypes of like my Native grandmother helping me walk as on the res as like a toddler. And with cyanotype, I also altered the chemistry using red willow branches from the res. And so like it had this like red hue to it. And even some of the paper that I exposed these photos on, I didn't fix them, which means they could still be changed or exposed through the sun. And so even during the exhibition, that photo of like my mom and him getting married and different things was vanishing and like just turning into a solid yellow or solid red through the exhibition itself. And so it was like always here's a family telling through this lens. There's like this kind of kitschness within that, where even Urban Outfitters are selling these like sacred items, but even as Indigenous people, unfortunately, sometimes we also need to make money. And so we also like kind of appropriated those settler colonial narratives or actions by like selling them on the on local corners and different things, and even like trying to appease a white audience. And so like you end up losing its original intention, and like matriarchy being passed down. It's typically made from grandmothers and mothers to their children.
Oh wow, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, and traditionally they would put it on the outskirts of the tribe to protect the tribe from its creation of Spider Woman and different things like that.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. Are there any other like current art projects that you have going that you're kind of following that similar process too, or?
So I have a similar show. Similar themes, but I have a show in Portugal in January.
Okay.
And then also one in Portland in a few weeks, actually, which is crazy.
Okay,
but it's
that's cool.
Yeah, it's similar prints that there's different alterations between the two, but it's discovering that I ended up using an old matrix to do this, but it was on the same kind of birthday card, homemade paper. And it was finding that I have a half sister that's 20 years younger than me. And they're both like kind of mirrored of a fetus skeleton, and one's like almost being vanished while the other one's kind of on top. And I'm kind of playing around with like her upbringing is vastly different than mine.
Yeah.
Like, my biological father might treat her extremely well, whereas in my experience is a lot of abuse.
Yeah.
And so it's like we have two different fathers, and that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
And so it's like, how do I interact with that? And like making this discovery, I found out I'm the same age of when he left.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like kind of imagining myself of like being like, if I had a son right now at this age, I wouldn't do that. So and therefore I kind of grew within that.
Yeah. I feel like we've had
I mean, I can keep like interacting. I feel like we can talk for hours. It's insane. What is this pile?
Can you read it?
What do you think your art says about you that words can't? I'm very curious because like I just like do my art, but I never actually know if people like it. I think like there's just like, are they liking the storytelling aspect of it? And they know like, oh, now that I know this story, I can like, I'm kind of picking that art about, but I never know people's relationship to the actual art object itself. Yeah, because my art's been very experimental for the last couple of years, where it's like, here's an installation and here's a conversation around this like civic discourse. But it's not like usually not in like a commercial gallery where you're trying to sell a painting or, anything like that. So it's like I don't think my art is in a hierarchical way of beauty. I think it's more of a lateral one, where someone will walk away and be like, that's interesting.
If you're ever on U of O's campus, please go check out that mural that Anthony did. That was pretty cool too. The line work on that, I thought that was really clean. Oh, are you comfortable if people know like to check out your art page on Instagram too?
Oh yeah. Michael_Ryder, RYDER_art. I post studies, I post like open calls, a lot of native opportunities as well if you're ever wanting to, just show your native art stuff. Send me a follow or a like or whatever, and I'll share your shit.
I wanted to ask 2 questions. So is there a message that you would tell your younger self as an artist, or just your journey that you hope like Native youth can take away, or what's something that you would tell Native youth, either about reconnecting, pursuing higher education, or healing, like so let's start with the first one.
I mean, I feel like there's definitely an intermingling there. But just being true to yourself. Sometimes you think you're being true to yourself, but you're being convenient for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to college multiple times. I don't think I need the degree theoretically, but it's because I wanted the degree that made it special for me. Feeling like you don't want something, I feel like you need to explore what you're wanting. And sometimes that's just actually living and trying things. And I don't mean like, oh, you want to be an artist, like, just, like, sketch here and there. Like, it's like, why are you sketching those things? Why Why do you have a need for certain colors? I think it's just being curious with yourself. If you're at the age of 60 and you're like, okay, yep, I know myself, you're going to be depressed.
Yeah.
And the theory, you can know yourself for sure, but it's like also how are you changing that, and what are ways that you can learn more about yourself? I remember like even doing dating. I would like date people that I was curious about, but also like not, I didn't think I would like something, right? Like a granola girly. And I realized like I hate this hiking shit. So it's like that's not gonna work. Like I'm not getting up at 4 a.m. to hike 30 miles. Like no.
That's funny.
So it's just like I try to do that with like anything in life. If you're working at a job you don't like, why don't you like it? And you get to learn more about yourself. That kind of like allows you to chart your own course through that.
I like that. Just like new data entry, new information.
Yeah. I think even my therapist said that like our brains are more inept into belief than data itself. And so it's like if you can find more stuff to, the data or reality, go for it.
Yeah, I like that.
If you really like working retail and you love it, you look forward to it, keep doing it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but I think what's wrong is when you're pretending you like something.
Yeah.
Then you're not being authentic to yourself.
You're so comfortable talking about what reconnecting has been like for you,
Yeah.
and if there was someone listening who's reconnecting, do you have any advice on maybe thinking back of like when you were 15, what that was like for you?
I mean, we're in a very like technological age. If you like can't find what you're looking for on the internet to connect with somebody, try to figure out like even just sending a letter to your to like board members and different things like that, like on the tribe or directors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just putting like a little thing of being like looking forward to any amount of time you could share. Immediately someone will like send you an email. You just got to be very persistent. I think sometimes as soon as we hit like a barrier, we kind of turn around. We think like, oh, okay, let's just like not do it. And we kind of like diminish or betray ourselves. And it's like, you're not being an inconvenience or being rude to somebody, of wanting to know your culture, wanting to connect. Being persistent in connection just makes you a good person.
Anthony, thank you so much for sharing your time, your stories, and your creativity with us today. We talked about so much, from your mom's strength to your art and mural, reconnection, your work at Neely, and the community you found at the Many Nations Longhouse. And I'm excited that we're collaborating on your upcoming exhibit, so be on the lookout for that. Big shout out to Anthony. Follow him on Instagram at Michael_Ryder_art. Ryder is RYDER. And to everyone listening, thank you for joining us on the Young Elders podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, email us at youngelderspod@gmail.com or give us a follow on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook at young_elderspod. You can also visit us at youngelders.org and stream the podcast wherever you listen. Until next time, tsada or analtzik, until we be with each other again.